Did you know that email can be potentially hazardous to your work-related health? Did you know that many email messages hide the essential information by the way they're written? I didn't know that. That's why Cenero's put together these resources to remind us how to use email to communicate effectively and to avoid information overload. Check it out. Passive-aggressive communication. You know what I'm talking about. Unlike face-to-face conversations or even phone calls, where you can usually pick up on things like the other person's tone and intent, emails are often more ambiguous, which can be a problem. When we get an email message, we try to read in between the lines to decipher the mood or true intent behind the sender's message or request, which can sometimes lead to awkward or tense moments, events that can actually end up doing some real damage to our workplace relationships. Real aggression in an email is easy to spot, but more subtle, passive-aggressive phrases can sneak into our emails almost without thought. These kinds of microaggressions will annoy our co-workers and slowly chip away at the goodwill and mutual trust we've all established. Look out for these false friends. You know you've used them in the past, but watch out for phrases like, "As I'm sure you already know." Yeah, we all know that you're actually calling someone out for making a mistake when they should have known better. Don't put someone on the defensive before they've even finished reading the sentence. Just avoid this phrase altogether and get to the actual point. Got my last email, but... Yeah, you. Why haven't you responded to my last email? It may seem like a gentle nudge, but the reader knows you're chastising them for ignoring your previous email. Skip the obnoxious lead and just ask what you need to know, even if this means repeating yourself in the follow-up email. Any update on this? If they had an update, they'd tell you, right? This kind of fretting can come across as impatient or even unnecessary, especially if you're inquiring on the status before the deadline. Before you send this email, think about what you're trying to accomplish. Would a friendly phone call be more effective? Are you jumping the gun here? As previously stated. You know you're getting called out when you read that. Sounds just like your mother standing over you saying, "If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times." If someone keeps getting it wrong, find another way to help them. All this phrase will do is put someone on the defensive. Reattaching for your convenience. Yeah, it's not for the recipient's convenience, is it? This is a sneaky and seemingly polite way to call your coworker out for not responding as quickly as you would have liked. Explain the deadline and ask them to respond in a timely fashion. To be honest, like I rarely am, and you know what comes next is some sort of negative feedback or disclosure. If you need to point something unwelcome out, do it, but be gentle about it. With all due respect, we know where this is going, right? And there's very little respect intended. We're all grown-ups. If we have to give critical feedback, give it carefully, with real respect, and make constructive suggestions, not just critiques.